All right, headed on top of the roof to fix the refrigerator vent. All right, guys, we're up here on the roof. This is a Forest River Sunseeker, the 3250 LE. And check out this refrigerator vent on the roof. The vent is gone, broken off. Look at the plastic broken off on this thing. Crazy thing is this is just open down to the RV. There's wood down there, wires, so this is an important piece that got broken off. Our last RV trip a few weeks ago, we were going kind of off-road to find a campsite, and there were some low overhanging trees, and we could hear it scraping the roof, but I didn't think it'd do any damage. So this is one reason to always check your roof. Get up on your roof, just check things out. I also have a broken King Jack antenna too. So one trip did a lot of damage to my RV here, so I've got to take this off and replace it. And I can't just replace the cover because these studs here that stick up that you screw into have broken off. Like over here, it's broken off completely. So it's like, I've got to replace the whole thing. That means I've got to tear up all this lap sealant, reseal it, put the new one in. So that's what we're working on today. All right, guys, this is what the new one looks like. These you can just find on Amazon. Just see a link in the description. This is for a Dometic fridge, a two-way propane electric fridge. So if you can see here, there's these screws along the side, so it's screwed into the top, lap sealant on, and I've got some butyl tape. So some of my other roof projects I've had to use butyl tape underneath there, so I'm gonna just see if that's underneath here. All right, upon further inspection here, if I get, these are part of the cover, so see how the top of the new cover here has these posts? So the fact that this one's gone is not a problem, but over here, this whole piece is opened up. So that's all gone. So unfortunately, I have to replace the whole thing. I can't just replace the cover. It'd be nice if you could just replace the cover and you don't have to take up all the sealant, because that's the biggest pain of this project, is scraping up the old sealant, putting new down. I just got to get a putty knife, take up some of this lap sealant, expose the screws, get that up. All right, guys, getting this lap sealant up around the edges of this is the biggest pain. But underneath here, so the lap sealant I have is a white, but there's kind of like a light gray bubblegum looking stuff. You can see it. It's the extremely sticky. That's the butyl tape. So we want to put that new down. Just got to keep working it with the putty knife. We want to get all this old sealant up around here. Use this mineral spirits on a rag. Okay, I spent probably, in total, probably a couple hours just getting all of the lap sealant off, the butyl tape, unscrewing this thing. We have the surface pretty clean. Luckily, this is a fiberglass roof, so I can scrub pretty hard with it. I had to use a wire brush. It seems like the acetone and wire brush was the most effective way to get that butyl, really stinky butyl tape up. So now I'm just going to get the new, I'm going to let this dry out for just a little bit, just so the water I sprayed down and the acetone all just kind of dries up, and we got a nice clean dry surface to adhere the new vent to. All right, I got the butyl tape laid down on the bottom side of this. This is just kind of like it's like a double-sided sticky stuff. So this is going to cover the screws are going to screw through this, and then we'll trim out any excess that squeezes out, and then we'll put lap sealant over the top of it. Okay, I have the vent down, and I'm just starting to screw down. So if you see how the butyl tape sticks out, you don't want this sticking out. So I'm just gonna, once I get it all screwed down, I'm just gonna take a razor blade, cut off the excess that's sticking out, and then that way the lap sealant can go over the screw and the edge here. All right, we got all of our screws in. Now it's time, I'm just gonna go around, trim up this excess butyl tape, and then time to put our lap sealant down. This is gonna be self-leveling. So this is what you wanna use on the roof, these horizontal surfaces. So lap sealant all around the screw holes and all around the edges of. Okay, if you see here, I got it on pretty thick. You know, if you see right here, here's the mark from the factory. The factory really lays this stuff on thick, but you can see here how it kind of levels itself out. That's what this self-leveling sealant does, is you put it in bigger glob and it'll just kind of level out over the surface. So I just have this, a tip here. Cut your caulk tube halfway down at the thicker part of it, and that way it's easier to get more out at one time. So you probably need about a full tube of caulk for this one. It's cheap. I mean, it's probably $2-3 for so you can be pretty generous with this stuff. The only issue is when you go to take this off again, it's just there's a lot of sealant to pull up. But being a little more generous is better than not putting enough on there. All right, it's been probably 4 hours since I put this self-leveling lap sealant down, and as you can see, it's kind of leveled itself out. Smooth. So now I'm just going to put my cover on. This new cover didn't come with any screws, and I lost 2 from the other one, so I just got to come up with some screws. 4 screws, it screws in there. All right, now that I got it all screwed down, I actually put some of the lap sealant inside of the screw hole because the screw sits recessed. That's how the last one had this sealant inside there, I'm thinking, so water doesn't pool up inside of there. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.